Welcome to this tutorial on NumPy's any function. In this video, we'll explore one of NumPy's most useful functions for array validation. The any function helps you quickly check if any element in your array meets a specific condition. This is incredibly useful when working with data validation, quality checks, and filtering operations. Let's dive in and see how it works. So what exactly is NumPy.any? It's a function that tests whether any element in an array evaluates to true. Think of it as asking the question, does at least one element in my array satisfy this condition? If the answer is yes, it returns true. If all elements fail the condition, it returns false. This simple true or false answer makes it perfect for validation tasks where you need to quickly check if something exists in your data. Let's look at the basic syntax. The function is called as NumPy.any, and it takes three main parameters. The first parameter, is your input array that you want to test. The second parameter, axis, is optional and lets you specify which dimension to evaluate along. By default, it's none, which means it checks the entire array. The third parameter, keepdims, is also optional and controls the shape of the output. For most use cases, you'll primarily work with the array and axis parameters. Here's a simple example to get started. We create an array with 4 elements, 0, 0, 5, and 0. When we call NumPy.any on this array, it checks if any element is non-zero or evaluates to true. Since we have the value 5 in the array, which is non-zero, the function returns true. This demonstrates the basic behavior. Any non-zero value will cause the function to return true. Now let's see how to use any with conditions. Here we have an array of test scores, 45, 67, 89, 34, and 92. We want to check if any student scored above 90. We do this by passing the condition scores greater than 90 to NumPy.any. The function evaluates this condition for each element and checks if any result is true. Since 92 is greater than 90, the function returns true. This pattern is extremely useful for data validation. The axis parameter becomes important when working with multi-dimensional arrays. Here we have a 3x3 matrix. When we call NumPy.any with axis equals 1, we're asking, does each row contain any non-zero values? The function checks each row independently. The first row has a 1, so it returns true. The second row has all zeros, so it returns false. The third row has a 2, so it returns true. The result is an array showing true, false, true for the 3 rows. Let's look at a practical data validation example. Suppose you have an array of data values, 100, 200, -50, and 300. Before processing this data, you want to check if there are any negative values. You can use NumPy.any with the condition data less than 0. If any element is negative, the function returns true, and you can display a warning message. In this case, we have -50, so the warning is triggered. This is a common pattern in data cleaning and validation workflows. Let's recap the key points. First, NumPy.any returns a boolean value, true if any element is true or non-zero, false otherwise. Second, it works seamlessly with comparison operators, making it perfect for validation tasks. Third, the axis parameter allows you to check along specific dimensions in multi-dimensional arrays, giving you fine-grained control. And finally, it's an essential tool for data validation, helping you quickly check data quality and enforce constraints. With NumPy.any, you can write cleaner, more efficient code for array validation tasks.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.